Yeah, well, Cena, thanks for the vote of confidence. But yes, this is absolutely driving, what I call the homestead tsunami. It's driving the the phrase that the most common phrase I hear now from people is, "I just want to disentangle." What we've had, Cena, for the last numerous decades in our culture, especially ever since the all the New Deal, the New Deal stuff of FDR, World War II. Um, we've become an incredibly dependency oriented country. We've become, the one room schoolhouse has turned into a major institution. The family has turned the family care of elders has turned into nursing homes. The goodness, the letter and the local, I mean, uh, uh, forget it, local entertainment. Think of Little House on the Prairie and how the community would entertain themselves with spelling bees. They would have mock debates with, I'm going to represent this guy, you represent that guy. Let's have a mock debate. That they had shows. People would write poetry or memorize poems and bring them. They'd have a community entertainment, thing. We've now outsourced that to, of course, to Hollywood and now to China through TikTok. The point is, we and certainly it would be we'd be remiss to mention that we've outsourced our culinary and our kitchens to Nestle's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's. And so this whole kind of dependency idea has been, I think, a major lie that you can have convenience freedom in your life, with dependency on something outside of you. And the fact is that the more dependent you become on everything else for the kind of the foundational aspects of life, you don't actually become more free, you become more enslaved to those brands, to those themes, to those things. So, we don't write letters now. We do social media that, you know uh, the postal service never opened our letters and censored them. You could write whatever you wanted to whoever you wanted to. Nobody ever censored it. Now you can't write whatever you want to anybody. It runs through a filter. And so supposedly this, what promised independence from the chores and the foundational aspects of life, getting your own energy through cutting firewood, growing your own food through a backyard garden, getting your own butter by churning cream, you know, all of those things, those quote unquote menial and sundry chore type tasks that we say, confined people of old. The people who know how to do those things and still enjoy those things, we're the ones who were not who did not have a meltdown when stores shelves were empty in 2020. We were the ones who didn't have a meltdown when fertilizer prices jumped 400% when Putin invaded Ukraine. We're the ones that at the end of the day, we're actually at liberty and freer than the people who were told, well, you just trust us to take care of your food, take care of your kids, take care of your energy, take care of all those things. And as long as there's beer in the fridge and NFL is on TV, life is good. And so part of that was just put your money in the stock market, get your 401k, Don't worry, we'll take care of retirement. And so people didn't build strong families, didn't build strong relationships, didn't build those personal relationship type things that upheld uh, you know elder care and personal what affirmation and and gave, for example, elders a reason to live. Well, it's because I've got kids asking for my advice. All of those things kind of went by the wayside, and we developed a culture instead that said, "Hey, go as far away as you need to from home to get a good enough job to make enough money to put enough money in the bank so you can put your parents in a nursing home when they get old." That was kind of the free yourself even from any responsibilities, any filial responsibilities, any fiduciary responsibilities. Give your money to the government, and the government will take care of you. You don't have any fiduciary responsibilities, and and we've essentially bought in over the last 7, 8 decades, basically since World War II, we bought into this notion that we can free ourselves from all this mediocrity and menialism of life and be freer. And here we are in 2024, and we're actually feeling way more enslaved by a system that appears to have nefarious agendas. World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, you won't own anything and you'll be happy. And we realize, wow, this was a trick. This was really a big trick. And now I want to go back. I had a real, if you can bite a story here. When Dave Schaefer and I did down at the Homestead Festival in Tennessee last summer, Dave Schaefer and I, he's the founder of Featherman Plucker. He and I were doing a chicken processing demonstration down there. We had, I don't know what, 300 people in front of us to watch us, butcher a couple chickens, show them how it's done. And on a whim, he asked the crowd. He asked, "All right, how many of you, when you were 16, thought you would ever be interested in how to butcher a chicken?" And in a crowd of 300, Cena, only two hands went up. Only two hands, which tells me that this entire sense of being captive by a questionable agenda or being enslaved to a system that might not have my best interest at heart, it doesn't come early on because you think you're invincible. You're not thinking about the future. But you hit your mid 30s, you hit early 40s, and your kids are getting older, and you don't like what they're seeing on social media. You don't like what they're coming home with from school. You and you're concerned about the Fed and the economy and all the war and all this, and you're concerned, and then suddenly the store shelves get empty, and boy, you have these aha moments where you realize, oh, maybe I need to take charge of some things. Maybe I need to take charge of some of these foundational things in my life, and that's that's what's entailed in this whole idea of the new 401k is building a relationship with people who know how to grow things, fix things, and build things. I believe what I'm seeing around the culture are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who now realize maybe it's better to invest in in a place and people that have these skills and emotional spiritual responsibilities to each other than it is a nameless, faceless Wall Street gold, silver, whatever, that at the end of the day um, bring meaning and flourishing to life. Where people and skill and and self-determination bring more flourishing to life than just being dependent on whether the stock market goes up and down.
Thank you for joining us on Beyond Labels. Our mission with this podcast is to make it accessible to everyone.
But we are behind a paywall because the issues we discuss are often subject to censorship. We've run into that, and so we have an extremely modest paywall to let us have the freedom to discuss the kind of issues we want to discuss in the way we want to discuss them. And you can become a member and enjoy all this content by clicking on the description box below. We look forward to having you join our family.